Hey, are you ready to see the Rock Fight live? That's right, you're going to catch me. You're going to catch Shantae Salabert. You're going to see producer Dave and the consigliere Eoin Comerford at the running event on Wednesday, December 3rd. We'll be doing a live taping of the Rock Fight in the Training Camp Theater on the Switchback side of the event. If you were at Switchback Spring, you know how much fun we're going to have. I hope to see you in San Antonio.
Rock fight, rock fight, rock fight, rock fight, rock fight, rock fight.
Welcome to the Rock Fight, where we speak our truth, slay sacred cows, and sometimes agree to disagree. This is an outdoor podcast that aims for the head. I'm Colin, and today it's our second interview from this year's GOA Connect show in Kansas City. But of course, some programming reminders. Next Monday, meaning this upcoming Monday, come back to the Rock Fight for our weekly rundown of outdoor industry topics. One thing you can expect to hear: the response of Vuori's new line of ski apparel. That is definitely going to be on the agenda. On Thursday, you'll get a new episode of Gear Abbey. Join host Shantae Salabert and co-host me as we Gear Abbey our way through your burning outdoor questions. If you got a question for Shantae, send it to deargearabby@gmail.com. And hey, do you want more from the Rock Fight? Guys, I'm getting close to writing a newsletter. I've actually started writing it. So subscribe to News from the Front, Rock Fight's, I can't even say semi-weekly newsletter. Right now, we're shooting for monthly newsletter. Head to rockfight.co and sign up today. And lastly, guys, we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. Whether you leave a review on Apple Podcasts and leave us a rating, that'd be cool. Email us at myrockfight@gmail.com. That'd be cool. Reach out on LinkedIn. Search up rockfight.co to reach out. And then you can also reach out on Instagram. We're Rockfight Co. Send us a message. We want to hear from you. And now let's get into today's show, which is another interview from GOA Connect. And trail running, guys, you know we've been talking about a lot here on the Rock Fight. It's been the category getting all of the attention in the outdoor industry recently. But what about hiking? Hiking is the activity that brings most of us to the outdoors. And when we're old and gray and broken from years of adventure, it's probably the last activity we'll do as well. But as an activity, hiking doesn't really show up on the cool outdoor activity spectrum, even if it is something that we all do. So when you look across the outdoor footwear spectrum, it's no surprise that everyone has added a trail running shoe to their line. Oh, and I mean everyone, by the way. The other day, I was served an ad on Instagram promoting TreadLab's new trail shoe. Yeah, TreadLab's got a trail running shoe. Everyone's got one, guys. But what about a brand like Obōz? So Obōz is a hiking brand, but it got its start as sort of a cult of personality brand, as founder John Connolly was the marker that defined the brand for most of its first decade in business. These days, while there are products that can cross over and you can trail run in, unlike their main competitors Merrell and Keen, Obōz still very much leans into the hike of it all. So how does a hiking brand respond to a trail running world? Well, that's a question we asked Obōz president Amy Beck when we sat down with her at GOA Connect last week. We also got into what it's like operating a U.S. outdoor brand with a parent company that is half a world away, and what's missing in the modern outdoor industry in 2025. So welcome back to the Rock Fight, where today we sit down with one of my personal desert island all-time top 5 outdoor industry leaders, the president of Obōz, Amy Beck. You know, guys, we've been telling you how unpredictable winter can be. It's mild one week, it's freezing the next. I've been telling you, I grew up in the Mid-Atlantic. I lived in New England, I've lived in the Rockies, I've lived in the Northwest. You get snow no matter where you live. It's exciting until it melts and then it refreezes. It's just like going outside, it's its own adventure, right? And that includes choosing what to wear. And that's why people have trusted, you know what I'm going to say, Fjällräven jackets for more than 50 years. Born and tested in Sweden, they're made to handle everything from everyday cold to true Arctic extremes. The philosophy, it's simple. Build outerwear that performs, protects, and lasts. From the Keb Gore-Tex jacket to the Expedition pack-down hoodie, you'll find something to suit the winter conditions you know are on the way for your neck of the woods. Hey, you want to see for yourself? Check out fjällräven.com. Guys, the air is cooling down and the trail, well, it's beckoning. And Lems is ready to move with you on that trail. Hey, Lems shoes, they've got some new shoes that you need to check out, like the Trailblazer Mid, the mighty Trail Thrasher, and the insulated Breck boot. Get your Lems boots to get ready for the season ahead. And hey, attention, outdoor retailers, Lems recently expanded their wholesale sales team. Dealers like the Pedestrian Shop in Boulder and Gearhead Outfitters, which are kind of all over the place, they understand the LEMS difference, and it's now easier than ever for you to get on board and succeed with the best fitting shoe around. Reach out to LEMS today and get in touch with your local rep, or head to lemsshoes.com to learn more. LEMS, where less equals more. Look, we all know that the Rock Fight is the voice of the outdoor industry, and as such, I'd like to introduce a new brand just hitting the outdoor scene. Everyone, yeah, you in the back, listen up. Meet Travoka. Travoka empowers outdoor enthusiasts and adventurers with elegantly rugged products that enhance every journey from the backcountry to the backyard. With a lineup of gorgeously designed e-coolers, power stations, and camp kitchen products, Travoka crafts premium outdoor gear that empowers you to bring the amenities of home without compromising on style or performance. And retailers, hey, do you want to learn more about bringing Travoka into your shop? We'll find them on Travoka.com or message them on LinkedIn where they are Travoka USA. Well, we're finally here on the Rock Fight with Amy Beck, president of Obōz Footwear. Long time coming. We've been circling each other for a while,
Yep.
Amy, trying to figure the sizing each other up. How are we going to make this happen? And you're finally here at GOA Connect.
Yes, I am. And I'm so excited to be here with you guys. It's awesome.
So we're here, obviously, with Eoin Comerford, producer Dave is here. We got done earlier today, Amy, recording with Tony Post. And we obviously talked a lot about trail running, which is the outdoor industry category du jour these days. So Obōz, kind of known as a hiking brand. So how does all of this attention that trail running is getting sit with you and the crew in Bozeman right now? Are you like, fuck off trail running?
Well, we love trail running. We do. I mean, a little.
Oh my God, we're going right into the chalk answers,
secret,
Amy.
Though. Like Obōz has been doing trail running shoes since the beginning. I mean, John wanted to be a freaking trail running brand, believe it or not. But you know what? Trail running for us is just hiking a little bit faster.
Well, I was going to ask you, because like all of the big kind of, the Merrills, the Loas, the Keens, they have introduced a trail running line. Will there be a specific trail running shoe from Obōz at some point?
Oh, I mean, I don't want to give all my secrets away here, but we're absolutely. I mean, trail running is obviously, like you said, it's du jour. But most of our Catabatic Fast and Light product, it's built with trail running in mind, and our team there's a lot of trail runners on our team. We just haven't been shouting it from the rooftops. I mean, also as a brand rooted in hiking, we know a lot of trail running product is being used for hiking, and a lot of hiking happens during trail runs. So we're making product that is suited for the trail. We're just not out there positioning it 100% all the time as trail running. I mean, that's not where we are focused right now. But in the future, we're making products that's faster and lighter because that's what the consumer wants. But we have a little bit more intel on what they actually need on the trail.
Right, because we look at, let's say, the Catabatic Wind, very lightweight shoe, carbon fiber plates, nitrogen infused midsole. I mean, if you just said those things to me, I would go, "Oh, it's a trail running shoe." And at $185, I mean, but why isn't that a trail running shoe?
It is. It is, Alan. It is a trail running shoe. Absolutely. In fact, there's a guy in this building that wrote us one of the best reviews and it wasn't a paid review. It wasn't an affiliate, He went on a 45-mile trail running or trail backpacking, but then he did some trail running and he's like, "Okay, wait, this shoe can do both? What the hell?"
Yeah. So I don't know if you're familiar with the Mammut campaign, where they come in and they rescue products. They've got mountain wear, right? They rescue products that are being used in an urban environment to bring them back to the mountains. So we're talking with the brand geniuses here. What we think your campaign should be is that you see somebody, you've got people by the trail, and you see somebody running in a pair of Obōz, and you tackle them and they say, no, these are only for hiking.
100%.
Only for hiking.
Absolutely. Never shall you ever cross over and do that. I love it. No. I mean, and right, like at some point, telling the consumer what they need to do in the product is, an age-old problem that we all have told ourselves the people are going to choose to use the products, how they choose to use the products, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So back at Moose Show, we used to do these surveys, customer surveys. We would get 30, 40,000 responses. And one of the questions was always, what outdoor activities do you get into? Hiking was always number one. Like 85% of the people said hiking. I mean, rock climbing was like 10%. I mean, there were lots of ones that were really down there. But I mean, hiking is so core to the industry. It is the on-ramp to the outdoor industry and outdoor activities for so many people. And yet it kind of doesn't get as much love as it should. Is that an opportunity for a brand like Obōz?
Absolutely. I mean, that's why we leaned into this Love Hiking campaign, because hiking doesn't have an advocate out there, and most people do it, right? To your point, people hike to train they hike to fish, they hike to ski, they hike to do a lot of things, but it's not this thing that you're associating yourself with. Oh, I'm a hiker. Most people are hiking at some level a lot. You know, we've been in the industry for a long time, right? And we remember brands we laughed at when they leaned into trail running, right? And now it's driving the industry. But we believe people will always hike, to your point. Yeah.
So we're here actually on the floor of GOA. And last month, I put together something on LinkedIn called the Brand Retailer Partnership Rating. And basically what I wanted to do was see how brands presented online and how supportive that was of specialty retailers. And so it looked at things like, do you have sale messaging? Do you have a constant sales section? Do you have a % off discount when you come onto your D2C site? Do you support your local retailers? Do you promote that you have it in stock? All of these things, right? Obōz was a perfect 100 score. Okay.
Thank you for that.
And the only
really
truly
exciting.
perfect score. So, first of all, kudos.
Thank you.
Secondly, talk to me about how you view specialty retail.
I mean, it is the backbone of how our business even became. I mean, we wouldn't be who we are today without specialty retail. So I think it's incredibly important that, we continue to support specialty retailer, or we don't have an industry, in my opinion.
Does that dissuade you from the direct business? Is that something you can kind of have it both ways, right?
I think we believe that we can behave, and still, support our own .com business. We're late to the party. I don't know if you guys know, but we didn't start our own trading website until 2021.
Did not know that. Did you know that?
Oh yeah.
Yes, I knew that because Amy and I had talked, but that is insane.
It is insane. It is, right?
You definitely win the Dedication to Specialty Retailer Award here at the GOA Connect show.
And it's fun. Like, I walked into my very first OR show with Obōz in 2019. My one and only, because as soon as I started, we went into pandemic time, and John had literally put placards. Did I tell you the story? He put plexiglass printed out inserts in there that had the shopping cart with a circle and a red line through it.
It's like doubling down on no e-commerce.
Doubling down on no e-com. And I was like,
amazing.
We might need to rethink that. But I do think when we did launch, we were very intentional around how we behaved online, because we do believe it's important for us to live in a symbiotic relationship with our retail partners.
I think it says something that a hiking brand would put as many obstacles in front of the e-com consumer as possible. So that I think that's just really on brand.
Absolutely.
So it's not unusual for a brand in the building where we're sitting, right, to have a parent company. Obōz's parent KMD, based in New Zealand. That's like kind of a world away. Is that a hindrance? Is that an advantage? A little both? Like, how does that affect what you do on a daily basis?
No, it's a great question. I mean, it is a little bit of both, I will say. They are, and we do live in the upside down world sometimes because that is across the world. And we're owned, first and foremost, when Catmandu bought us before KMD Brands, they're a retailer.
Yeah.
Our number to retailer, and so we sell to them. And so the benefit is if we use that as a huge learning to test and trial and support.
And double dipping.
Absolutely. There's a whole margin game there that they get it all. But that's a different story. But no, it's been a little bit of both. I think, we learn a lot from them from a retailer perspective. They learn a lot from us around, the U.S. Market, the North American market, which is wildly different than the New Zealand and Australian market, just in the fact that, L.A. County is about the size of their two big countries, continents. So, so it is, and then they're incredibly supportive of us. They want us to win, which is a really great place to have a parent company be. They want us to win. They want us to succeed in this market. And then they want us to continue to, they learn a lot from us as well. So I think it's a two-way street, which is pretty nice.
Yeah. So, obviously KMD has had some challenging quarters here of late. How does that impact a brand such as yourself that's within the portfolio?
No, it's a great question. I think that it's actually been a little kick in the pants for all of the brands. We have a new CEO, my boss, and he is from Nike. So he's all about the consumer experience, all about product, all about brand. And it's been a kick in the pants. Like, we had to rethink our strategy across all three brands, rethink a strategy as KMD brands, and have relaunched a refreshed and energized, portfolio campaign with how we're going to grow the business. Kathmandu for us is the cash cow, right? They're retailer vertical. So getting them back on track and, profitable is awesome for all the brands. And we're the baby brand in the portfolio. So, allowing us to continue to invest and try and break through in the environment that we're in. So it's exciting.
Speaking about investing, one of the tropes of the industry here is, there's no innovation, right? And sometimes I think there are brands like Obōz that are doing things. You're stepping out there with new styles, new colorways, new lines like Catabatic, et cetera. But sometimes I feel like the industry actually just pulls you back and say, no, we just want this from you. Get more Sawtooth, more of this or more of that. So how much of that do you see that it is actually harder to innovate in the industry sometimes because people just want the same old stuff from the same old brands?
It's so hard. It's such a good question. We are a Sawtooth Bridger brand to most people. I think in the specialty arena, it's another reason I really believe in specialty, is they're willing to try things with you and partner with you in a way that the big boxes just absolutely aren't. So I think as we continue to innovate, but I also think innovation comes in the form of more than just product. And if from a brand like Obōz, where we can really innovate, is that connection, that authenticity, that, activating and really doing what the industry really used to do a lot of, is change lives through the outdoors and tell those stories. What we need to do better is tell more of those stories because we have them, and they're pretty inspiring.
Well, that good segue into sort of the last thing we wanted to talk to you about. Like, we've known each other a long time. I think one thing we've always connected on was that sort of the era in which we entered the industry, right? And you've always been really supportive about what we're doing here in the Rock Fight because you kind of share our point of view that our industry is special, but that it probably could stand to be shaken up a little bit. What's missing in the industry these days, to your point, kind of build off of what you just said, like what needs for us to kind of maximize what's happening? How can we maximize our potential in the outdoor industry from your point of view?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I think about it all the time, probably more than I should. I think that there's an energy that everyone keeps talking about that's missing, and wherever that comes from, but it's that energy of, and that kind of cool factor we're losing a bit of. This industry used to, when we started, Colin, we don't make as much money as you do in other industries, right? But we wanted to be a part of something.
Right.
And so whatever it is the industry needs to do is to make sure that we're starting to feel that we're a part of something bigger than what we are individually.
It's an identity thing, I think, right?
Yeah.
Because it was kind of a contrarian subculture kind of driven industry, even if these sort of big brands with big products were coming out of it, it still was like, I'm going to go hiking this weekend. Like, what? That's so weird. I'm going to go to the movies, this kind of thing. And now, which is a good thing that participation is increasing and people know more about getting outside. But then for us kind of old timers, that's why I think why you hear that pushback from the people in our demo to be like, no, it's got to get back to the core. And it's like, yeah, those days are over, man. We got to forge a new identity here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like you said, there's more participation, but we're not keeping them. We're not keeping them. We're not keeping them engaged. And I think that comes from being cool and continuing to innovate in ways that keep attention coming to the consumer. How do we find community is so important. I mean, I look at the run industry right now, and I'm just so enamored by them because they've diversified their consumer. We haven't. We have to diversify our consumer. And I mean that in a lot of different ways, right? But we have to do that. And they're building community at a level that, what's our version of that? What's our version of the run clubs, that meet on
runners.
A regular basis, right? What'd you say?
Trail runners.
Well, no, right? Like, what is that convening moment of building that
Right.
community? Because that also it's a retention factor for us as brands. I mean, we don't keep people as long as we used to. I mean, back when we started in this industry, you were in the industry for 20 years or, for your whole life. We need to build that back up. And that comes from the community. It comes from being cool. It comes from an energy that the industry needs to form. And we've got to figure out a way to do that. And,
this is where the brands need to shoulder some of this too,
Yes.
though, right? Because it's like it felt like you were part of something. I remember joining Timberland and being like, I am now officially part of something. And I'm not, that wasn't without its struggles and everything, and you have your career path or whatever, but it definitely feels like that there is a bit of that missing in terms of like the way brands are sort of leading in that regard. You're the ones with the money, right? Like they're the ones that were out there, like,
a
selling
lot
things.
less than we used to have.
Not you. I meant the royal you.
All of us.
That's right.
Tariffs eat up money.
That's true. But it's like that is where I think it has to, that point of view and that kind of bold vision. And we've talked a lot about some brands recently who feel like they're being maybe a little too quiet. Or it's like now's the time to speak up, not just for political points, but also because that's what an outdoor brand should be.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that goes back to that. If we don't stand for what we're selling, then what in the world are we doing, right? I mean, what's the reason to believe? So I do think, I don't know the answer. I do think that we can figure it out. I think we've got to just do something instead of keep talking about it, because all talk is talk.
What's missing from this is we talk about the shows and the central, gathering, the brands. Are they going to invest in this? But the media landscape, we need cheerleaders. And brands have to be cheerleaders, and they have to support our messaging. We don't message to the greater world about how awesome this is. And if we don't do that, we have no hope of attracting new people.
Dave, that's not true. I read a listicle this morning about I'd written about the top 5 shoes I should wear to go shopping. All right. So what do you mean? What's less exciting than that?
Touche.
No, but it's a good point, right?
Yeah.
The media landscape is a little, we could use some more excitement there too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that is that hype up around, because people are still going outside. They just might not be thinking about, we're competing with so many other things than we used to be competing with, right? We're competing with screens. We're competing with, their kids are going and they're playing sports and they're outside. So we need to introduce them to that. We need to introduce them to the passion that we all have. We all have it. Like, how do we get it out there in a way that is, authentically us?
So what do you think Obōz can do?
For us, we really believe, we're very grassroots. So I think that, continuing down that path, bringing in people, in a more massive way is really important to us, just to experience that. We feel like, and that's where we go back to hiking, right? And when you hike, you can have conversations that you don't normally have, right? Where you're sitting across from each other, looking each other in the eye. You can walk up that mountain and be really vulnerable. You find more sames than differences. So if we can get more people in that community feeling and getting them outside, doing that organically, doing that, doing it through Strava apps, like we've done a lot of that. But continuing to break through in the environment that we're in, I do believe, like you said, the industry convening, like, if we're going to convene, let's freaking get outside when we're convening, because we are an outdoor community. So if we can do that, then I think we can bring brands together. I think we can bring customers together, consumers together, retailers, whatever the hell we want to say. Everyone come together on a common ground because we want to get outside. That's what drives it. It's in the name.
It's in the name.
It's in the name.
All right, everybody. Amy Beck, outdoor industry hype man. She's like the Flavor Flav of the outdoor industry. We're going to get her a big clock.
Set to outdoor time.
Exactly. We're going to have Amy just roaming the halls. Get outside! So, thank you so much for joining us, Amy.
Thanks for having me, guys. Nice to see you all.
All right, the Rock Fight's a production of Rock Fight LLC. Today's episode is produced by producer Dave. Art direction provided by Sarah Gensert for the consigliere Eoin Comerford. I'm Colin True. Thank you for listening. And here to take us out, like he always is, it's Chris the Makes. He's going to sing the Rock Fight fight song. We'll see you next time, Rock Fighters.
Rock fight.